7:47, welcome back to Your Morning Ottawa. If you want to buy or sell a home in the near future, there are some things you'll want to consider and know about consumer behavior that can impact the market. Why don't we bring in Nic Hamre this morning from Hamre Real Estate to tell us more. Good morning to you, Nic.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so we've got a couple of really interesting topics here that we need to unpack as far as your behavior goes, buying a home or selling a home. So consumer behavior in today's housing market. How would you describe that?
I mean, it's really everything. The behavior is what drives the market. So with that, it's not just numbers that's driving this market, it's how people feel. Yeah. It can be very emotional. There's some lifestyle decisions there, especially being on the back end of the spring market. There's a timing component as well. Again, it really goes beyond the numbers. And it's about understanding what the emotion is in today's market.
That's why I feel like placing your house, maybe even staging it in such an appealing way can help, because it's it can be a somewhat emotional purchase. And it's one of the biggest purchases in our lives, isn't it, when you buy a home?
Absolutely. Okay. It can be so special, so memorable. And like you said, you talk about the staging component, especially at this time of year, not that the snow's out of the way.
Yes,
it's
finally.
Such an important factor to really get to feel the features of a great home.
Okay, let's move on here. Online marketing and buyer psychology.
Yes, so over 90% of the buying decision is made online. With that, we know people's attention online can be very scarce. So it's the first impression. You know, that's always been a main thing for everyone, just about in any field, but especially with the home, the first impression starts at the front door. Yeah. And a lot of times it tells a story from an online presence. So that is very crucial. If you still have snow in the pictures today, you might be missing out.
That's very important to know. Your online presence, just as important as that curb appeal when folks walk up to physically see the house.
It's everything. And you're also going against a lot of competitors. You gotta know what your competition is, right? Okay. When you're looking online for a home, you have to understand what you're up against. Clarity is everything. And most people have already formed a decision before they've entered the door.
Okay, let's talk about new builds versus resale, Nic.
This is awesome. Because for me, with what the federal government has done is they've created a lot of great conversation. That's the main piece here. It's really different style of buyers. If you have a resale buyer, you're looking for somebody that is probably experienced, mature. They grew up telling a story in a home that is really filled with memories.
Yeah, that's true.
And you have another side that's looking at new builds with warranties, new shiny objects.
Yes.
Maybe a story that they'll be telling. So there's a lot of great things. They're very different. The thing that I love most is it's created a lot of great conversation around the real estate market here in Ottawa.
So different when you think about it. You walk into a new development, a new home, and you have that new home smell. An older home has a different scent as well, right? And different story to tell. So these are, you weigh one against the other, and both have their own upsides, don't they?
For sure. And they're both great to have in a selection process. With the conversation, a lot of it's built around the selection that's there. There's great resale selection.
Sure.
There's great new build selection as well, with a lot of great reputable builders around Ottawa.
Nic, finally, we're talking about emotional decision making.
Yeah, emotion. Everybody carries emotion when it comes to buying a home, for the most part. And it's important to recognize on both sides of it, because for sellers, there's a lot of pride of ownership.
Yeah.
And that's so important, so valuable. But with that, with emotional decision making, what you need to understand is how to control the emotions. What I would recommend is spending time in the market to really get a good feel on how to control those emotions. If something comes up, it's really special. Are you prepared? Have you known how to control those emotions? It's very important. The only way you do that is you surround yourself with good people. You experience yourself in the market. It's not necessarily going to see 50 homes. It might just be looking at things with intent and understanding exactly what you're looking for and what's a good fit for you or your family.
Nic Hamre from Hamre Real Estate, thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate this.
My pleasure.